Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Grin Arcade. Good morning. Can hear the bugs flying around. Sounds like the giant horseflies we have here in the deep south. Oh, I don't know what that is. What is that? It's always something new with this software. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to dismiss that. Whatever it was in chat. I don't know. Morning, Fuzzy. Weathered the storms, plural. Had more than one storm yesterday. It was like, okay, so I recorded some videos before the stream. And if you go back and watch, it'll be the first two Lanka videos that come out this week on YouTube. There was a little bit of distant thunder in the first episode that comes out. And then the second episode was like just before stream, not too long before, what would have been, but just before stream. And you could really hear it. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I looked at radar and everything. I'm like, no. And then the cells and the storms just kept popping up. They just kept popping up. And it was like, okay, so stream is going to be delayed at least. So I'll wait for this storm to pass. Well, that storm passed. And then it looked like it was almost clear. But then within like a 5-minute window, it's like, what? It's like, what's going on? And then they just kept developing. They kept like popping up everywhere. They call it, what do they call them? Pop-up cells? I call it popcorn cells. Because, you know, it pops up like popcorn like that fast, like in the blink of an eye. So, but yeah, it was just one right after another, and I was like, well, I'll put a thing on there, so it'll either be delayed or canceled. So it ended up being just canceled because the entire morning it was like that. There would be a bad storm come up, and it wasn't like tornadoes and stuff, but it was like a lot of lightning. So I try to, Fuzzy. Sometimes I won't be here, but if I know there's going to be storms, I'll go ahead and do it. But yeah, I'll try to unplug stuff and just kind of get off the electrical part of the stuff. I think I've got just about everything, just the computer here, like the CPU, and then my two monitors on a surge protector. So all I gotta do is unplug the big surge protector, and then I should be okay. Morning, Jeff. Yeah, I was kind of waiting to see if Phil was going to pop in, but I haven't seen him. So, we may just go ahead and get started here. think we will. All right. Let's do it. All right, so I fast timed through the winter. Or, well, not fast time. Slept through the winter? I hibernated during the winter. In the game here. So you're going to see no more room for goat milk and wool probably up there for a little bit. For a little while. And probably a lot of other stuff behind there. Property maintenance and blah, 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 blah. That's one thing about Alma that I would change. Is you need a storage thing. Even with the new thing that we put in. You need some type of storage thing. Just for the wool and the goat milk over here. It's not big enough. It's like you have to empty this little tiny square twice a day, or else it will bark at you. And it's constantly barking at you. Constantly. So that's one thing I would change. There needs to be a bigger spawn point or something like that. Even putting this mod in that automatically distributes it doesn't help. I mean, it helps a little, but it doesn't help the overall thing. I've been tempted just to sell all the sheeps and goats. I'll be honest. Because it's quite annoying to see that popping up all the time, all the time, all the time. And it's just constantly scrolling up there. It looks like it's like a stock ticker up there in the corner. So that's probably going to be there for a little bit. I slept from, it was late October when I started. And now it is the end of March. I'm gonna change. Is my big plow over here? Yeah, I'm gonna change my tracks out. Put something on besides these row crop tracks, whatever these are called, 3-meter tracks. Keep the horsepower, but we'll take those off. We'll put the standard on there. Keep the weight, make sure it's still US. Alright. We're gonna be pulling a plow with this for a minute. If you notice the title up there, it's 7:11 a.m. Hey, like the gas station. It's 7:11 a.m. and Judith Plains, Montana is still not out. Still has not been released. It is supposed to be released, and this is per DJ. It is supposed to be released before the Plains and Prairies DLC is released. That drops on June 3rd. So we could see it anytime between now and June 3rd. But we're working on something today that will be part of our Judith Plains map. Hopefully it works. I have not tested this, that's why we're going to do this test today. I've got a guy looking after the animals. We won't raid with him today. We've got cotton bales, we'll just let them be for a minute. We do have our wheat and our barley still growing, but we are going to test out long grain rice and rice. So we've got this new, air quote, GMO rice that doesn't require water. It doesn't require the patties. And this is actually a mod in the mod hub. You guys can get this. I don't know if it's for console too, but it is available for the PC and the PC in-game mod hub. You can basically plant the rice without a rice paddy, without having to flood a field. So it's what we're kind of going with. This is going to be our baloney kind of story that we're going with here, and we're going to have a lot of baloney stories coming up, so just get ready. It is a GMO rice that doesn't require a ton of water. So yeah. I've got to check on some things to see what all we need. I'm thinking if you can do it without that, you don't need like, especially for like the or what are we gonna call it? Oriental rice. There's long grain rice and then there's just rice. So Oriental rice. I used to love Oriental rice. They had this Oriental rice hamburger helper back in the day, and they quit making it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do... Did you see the new woodland loading mod? You don't have to cut up trees. Put on the trailer. You cut them and just put up, pull up beside it. Also, it's like an auto load thing. Yeah, I've seen that. Alright, so I'm gonna hire this plow out. I'm just gonna do these like in the first couple of fields here. Hire him out. Go grab that other one. I can find it around here somewhere. I think I saw it over here at the fuel thing. Yeah, actually I'm gonna drop this and trade this tractor out. These plows are great, but they don't work great with the articulated tractors. I think the articulated tractors are best if you put them on some type of cultivator. Alright, now I just gotta find the tractor that I want. There's a good one. Oh yeah, another thing. These special planters that we got out of the mod hub, they removed it. There were 2 of them. It came in a pack of 2. Whoa, boy, that thing was flipped. So you got they were both multi-fruit planters, but one of them was just for sugarcane and like poplars and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I can just go show you. So yeah, one's for potatoes, poplars, rice, and sugarcane, right? They got rid of this one. This one is still in the mod hub, but they got rid of this one. I don't know why it's not in the mod hub anymore. I did back this up to another file. So if we want to use this in the future, we'll have to hang on to what we got. Because only this one is left in the... yeah, they took the unrealistic one out of there. I don't know if it had issues or what. That's another thing I want to check while I'm in here. Okay, I'm not seeing it. So we will still, if we do the regular, maybe it's under seeders. It is under seeders. Okay, so it's not under planters. You can use the unrealistic planter to do it, but if you use any of the in-game seeders, I'm looking at the icons down there. So this does, I guess seeders have always done the long grain rice. These also now with that mod do the rice. Oriental. That makes me want hamburger helper really bad. I really missed that rice. That was really good stuff. But so you can still seed with the in-game stuff. Okay, so we just gotta remember that it doesn't take a planter; it takes a seeder. Alright, I'm gonna put this on the other field. Really? Well, I wonder if they condensed it down, because that was showing up in the mod hub. Like this picture right here. I'll tell you what, let me go look and see. This, I remember the icon showing up for this, and it showed all four of those things at the top in the mod hub. Maybe they just did away with that icon or that picture or something. Because that's what brought my attention to it. Multi-fruit planter. Okay, there it is. It's by Chris and Riley's. No, they got rid of it. Well, I see the unrealistic in there now. It's the 4905, which is that's what that is. But it doesn't show. Oh, they did the Colossus pack? Okay, well, we're using one of their things for that too. Alright, well, we'll just hang on to that then. I wonder why that changed. Because it used to show that icon with the sugar cane on it, and that's what caught my eye. And it doesn't show that anymore in the mod hub. Okay. It just shows this one. This is the picture for it now. So I guess this planter still comes with it, I'm assuming. I did back this up. I could remove it and test that, and then just drop it back in there if it doesn't. So I think this field is smaller. It might be about the same. Yeah, it used to show it in there. I was like, oh, they removed it. Alright, that out. Alright, so I'm going to go back down to the shop here. My headlights on. So yeah, this is that planter, and you can make it whatever you want. You can make it New Holland, you can make it Case, you can make it John Deere. You can do seed only, which I kind of like that feature because it gives you the extra capacity to do just seed only, and then we can convert it with our own stuff. Alright, but looking in the, so it takes a seeder to plant any of the rice. We have the Bork Go, which that one will do it too. But that one takes fertilizer in it as well. I think that's the biggest one though. 23.3. Alright, how are these guys doing that? Plowing that up. Oh, this guy's on a roll, man. He's getting it done. This guy don't mess around. Let's see, I've got another tractor somewhere. Not that one, not that one, that one. I think I'm gonna go do the inrows for him. Just use the smaller plow. There's our seeder. That's what we'll use. And well, since we're not pre-fertilizing this, it might be better to have one that does. That also does the vert. Unless I've got that set up to do. I don't think that one you can set up to do seed only. I think you have to do vert. Yeah, DJ is working on the map. Matter of fact, he was working on it yesterday. He's got a spreadsheet that he's been updating as far as like the progress on the map. And he worked on it yesterday. He's been working on it a lot lately, I'll say that much. Go read this stuff off to you guys that he's been doing. He's really gotten busy over the past 3 days, I guess. So I won't go all the way back, but I'll go back to the last 3 days maybe. He expanded the shop spawn point. It was a little tight for large equipment, so he got that fixed. He fixed the covered bridge. There's a covered bridge somewhere on the map that when you drove across it, the collision was missing, so your vehicle would fall through. He got that fixed. The vehicle shop doors, not having a collision, he got that fixed. No stones on the map when cultivated or plowed. I don't know if that means maybe they were showing up even if you have the field stones turned off. I don't know. I don't know what that means exactly. Barns. Don't recognize the areas the animals are in as meadow and that they can get grass from. So that's one thing with the animal paddocks, is like they have the meadow grass that they can eat from as well. So he got that fixed. Guess those weren't being recognized like as meadows. And he also fixed implements getting caught on the poles in the main farm area. So that he fixed yesterday. So he has been working on it. And he has said that it will be out before the Plains and Prairie DLC comes out. I'll read that statement to you too. Alright, this is from DJ. He said the map is nearly complete. We're just ticking off the final few items on the checklist. If all goes according to plan, I'm aiming to release Judith Plains before the Plains and Prairies Pack DLC drops. So, that means that anywhere from June 3rd, between now and June 3rd, it's supposed to be released. So hopefully that's when the map will come out. Sometime I was kind of hoping for, you know, maybe a late today or maybe tomorrow, but that's just wishful thinking. I don't think that's gonna happen. And I'm okay with it. It's okay. It'd been nice to have the weekend and Memorial Day, have the new map and be able to play and stream for you guys. And I know there were some beta tests out there that he sent out, but honestly I would rather have the finished product than having the other unfinished product, if that makes sense. A much more enjoyable experience. And every map, you know, when they release like a beta version, it's gonna have bugs and, you know, stuff that they fix, and that's what he's doing. So he's got people testing his map, trying to iron out all the bugs and stuff, and there might still be a few once it launches, but it'll be a more ready version, I guess. So looking forward to it. It should be coming out. I'm thinking it's got to come out this coming weekend at the very latest. Not the very latest. The very latest would be like the night before the Plains and Prairie DLC comes out. Hopefully not that late, but I really want the map to come out sooner. I want it to come out, you know, I want it to be ready, but I want it to drop this weekend. Hopefully at least by Friday night. it drops by Friday night, I can go in, you know, set up the map how I want to. Then we can get started with the, you know, equipment and stuff that we want to start with. Thought about going in and doing just the first look, but kind of really want to do the way we want to start it. I've talked to old man about this. I think he's kind of in agreement, you know. The test stream we had not too long ago, what was that, a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, where we tested all the old little equipment, stuff like that. That's going to be part of that. There's also going to be some equipment that we didn't show off. I've managed to stumble across some more, and we've got some that is not so old, some that is old, some that's very realistic, some that's not quite so realistic. You know, it's just it's gonna be great. I can't wait to show it off. Gonna be a good time. Looking forward to spending a lot of hours in that map. Get all the custom productions. Yes, did add that. Matter of fact, I think it's in here. I think I added it in here. Let's see. I gotta figure out where I'm at here. There we go. Semi-trailers. Yes, they are in here. So these are from Carl Farms. These needed an update because there was an issue with something with an axle or something like that, and it was like messing up. But they did release a fix for it, so this is the updated version. You can make these very unrealistic though. There's realistic, and then there's like really unrealistic. So you can do 1,000,000 liters in these things. That's, I don't know that we're gonna go to that extent. Maybe not quite that far. Do all of them do 1,000,000? Let's see. The big one does. That one does. That one does. That one does. I think they all do. Yep, even the small guy does. Oh, where's the capacity on these? Sidewalls. Is it the top thing? It is the top thing. So yeah, you can do 1,000,000 liters. They do have a cover. And then this goes back down to, you can do 43,005, and I think even lower, yeah, 39. So yeah. I don't know, with those you kind of want to do, I can't see doing 1,000,000 liters on any of those. So if we use those in the future, we'll probably do the more realistic, whatever the biggest capacity is that's not the 1,000,000 liters, I would say. And we do have some stuff that will be in there that will be, I hate to use the phrase unrealistic, but we have some stuff that has been what's the right word? Enhanced, maybe? I don't know. It's not, you know, super realistic, you know. It's not super califragilistic, you know, something atrocious. So it's not that, but it does give us a little more elbow room as far as different capacities on different things. So looking forward to that. Plus it adds some other little features, you know. Looking forward to that. Everybody's talking about this new game too, Roadcraft. A lot of people talking about that. I think it's from the makers of SnowRunner. Oh, SnowRunner. Somewhere, I don't even remember where, but somewhere, there is a trailer at the bottom of a waterfall on one of those maps. I didn't play SnowRunner very long. That will work as far as getting the inroads plowed out. As long as he's not missing on the inroads, and it doesn't look like he is, he should get all the rest of that. Yeah, you can see where he's stopping here. I'll get this last little bit of the inroad here and move over to the next one. And I'm not worried about the straw. We've got plenty of straw. We've got several stacks of straw bales down there. I'm totally not even worried about it. If all goes according to plan, it won't be an issue because we'll be moving to Montana. So we'll let whoever takes over the farm operation here worry about any future straw bales. Hopefully, you know, knock on wood. There, knocked on my little side table, made out of wood. Hopefully that Montana map comes out before this weekend. So I really want to play it at the least, very least this weekend. If it doesn't, I'll be honest, I don't see us coming back to Alma next weekend, so the 31st? Yeah, that'd be the 31st. That'd be May 31st would be Saturday. I don't see us coming back to Alma. So this might be the very well last time we're in Alma today. So this video should come out. I think these videos here in Alma will probably come out. I think I'm gonna put them on Friday. I've got some Zelonka videos that need to come out before that. And there might be a Zelonka video that day too, I don't know. But, so what farm do you plan on starting with, or just using starting farm on Judith? Well, you know, we're going to start new farmer. And the reason why we're going to start new farmer is because a lot of times the mod author will put in stuff that only shows up under new farmer. And I don't want any of that stuff to be missing. Now our economy will still be the same, it'll still be normal and stuff like that, but we will start with probably whatever you start with. So it might be that main farm. The red farm? I know they're kind of color coordinated farms. So you have like the red farm, the blue farm, the green roof farm, there's a brown roof farm. I'm trying to remember all the colors. I think there's one with a black roof. So whichever farm I guess that we start with, will, I might do a first look at it. But if it comes out before Friday or on Friday, I'll probably just go ahead and set up the map so we can get started that Saturday morning on it. Morning, Positive Pizza Power, doing good. We're testing out a GMO rice here for when we move to Montana. What? What, Tomcat? I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I will say though, you know, I said Friday. What does that have to do with that? Is it like a character? You gotta realize I'm older and I'm not hip with the kids. I don't know all these familiar things. I don't listen to Billie Eilish or Postal Malone or Cardi B or, you know, any of these folks. And the, you know, the ladies at work, they're always talking about the shows that they're watching, and I'm like, I have never heard of this show. And they're just beside themselves because they can't believe that I don't watch it. I'm sorry, but I'm not up on like a lot of these new shows. I still haven't watched all the new Walking Dead stuff. Daryl Dixon, Dead City. What's the one with Rick and Michonne called? The Ones Who Live? Is that what it's called? I haven't watched any of these. Matter of fact, I haven't even caught back up. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch, I think, the entire Fear the Walking Dead series, because I only watched that to maybe 3 or 4 seasons in, I think. I don't even remember what happens to all the characters. So I have to go back and watch those. I've been reading some stuff. I'm a little concerned about Dead City, the one with Negan and Maggie. I'm a little concerned. Oh, that was an emote. Okay. There's several new shows that are out that I haven't seen. A lot of them are on like streaming services that I don't have, so that's part of the reason why I haven't seen a lot of them. But some of them I'm just like not really at all interested in. The ladies at work are always talking about Temptation Island. I have no idea what that is. I assume it's something probably similar to like the likes of like The Bachelor or something like that. Never watched that stuff. Never watched that stuff. Kind of want to see Kevin Costner's new one. He's got a new one coming out. It's coming out on the History Channel. And yes, I'm old. I like the History Channel, but it's called The West, and it looks really good. Coming out on the History Channel, so it's got to be like. From what I saw of it, it looked pretty good to me. It covers a lot of stuff. Save. Yeah, I'm gonna guess Phil probably had to work. That's where he was the last time. Hello, Matt, and welcome to the greatest day of racing. Is today the greatest day of racing? Where are they racing at today? I would have thought, you know, Daytona might have been the greatest day of racing, or Monaco for breakfast. Indy 500. Oh, is it the Indy 500 today? For lunch? And the Coke 600 for dinner? So 3 races today. Okay. I guess maybe it is the greatest day for racing. In racing. Alright, that should do good there. I think it's been a year and I still haven't picked up these silage bales. We've got enough silage bales though. We got so many bales. The thing is like there's nothing to do with them other than like sell them, like take them down to the bale thing and sell them, and then you know you take a few out and you put them over here for like the cows and stuff. I think I'm gonna build this shed. This what do you call this roof on these sheds? When it's curved like that, it's not a gable roof. What is it? What do you call these curved roofs like this? I think I'm gonna build this shed over on Sri Lanka. The only one that I think the harvester with that header that I've got will fit in, and then I can put the other stuff along the walls. Here for now. Go grab our cedar and we'll get started on the GMO rice. I think I gotta sleep another day though, so I'll do that when I get up to the red farm. It's NASCAR's greatest day. It's just NASCAR's greatest day. It's the Daytona. Best day in racing is today, right? You have the Monaco, you have the Coke, you have the Indy, you have all that. So, yeah. What do you think about that new movie, Sean? The one with Brad Pitt. And it's, what is it, Formula One movie? Have you seen the trailer for that yet? I saw the trailer for that, and I was like, I bet Sean Sinclair has probably seen that and maybe looking forward to it. Oh, you've not seen it? Oh. I think it's called F1. It's got, I think it's Brad Pitt. He's like a retired race car driver or something, and he comes back and races again or something. Also rumored that they're going to make another Days of Thunder, like a sequel with Tom Cruise in it. You know, Tom Cruise is getting old when all of his movies are basically the same movies that he's already filmed, but he's returning as the character in the movie that's either retired or, you know, past his prime, or maybe not technically past his prime, but is older, and everybody thinks he's past his prime, but he proves them wrong. So, I mean, look at Top Gun, look at all the Mission Impossible movies, look at Oh gosh. What else has he returned to? Days of Thunder, maybe? Oh, and reportedly there is a Napoleon Dynamite sequel in the works. I guarantee you it will have a much higher budget than the last one. The last one, you know, that it didn't have a very high budget, but it made a lot of money. Alright, so this does have fert and seed in it, so I'm gonna have to fill both. Which side is the thing on? It's on the other side, so on the right. On the right side there. Whoop. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Let's see, I gotta go back to that. I think I'm zoomed in too close to my character. Plus I need to take this jacket off. It's getting a little warmer outside. So let's put our shirt. Not that. Not that. We like our black t-shirt. Seems to be the way to go. Alright. So let me put that thing out there. I can't remember what the first thing is either. Have y'all noticed that we can't really climb the ladders that well in 25? Or at all? Try this side. Yeah, you can't. I've noticed that, like, over on Silver Run, which is a Giants map, you can't climb the ladders. Like, there's one of the collectibles up on the roof of the fire department. You used to be able to climb that ladder and get up there, and now you can't do that. You know what? I'm just gonna shimmy up the pipe here. Okay, so the first one is seed, and then the next one will be fert. Let me make sure I got plenty of seed in here. Full? I mean, it's full. I guess it's full. I'll make sure I got plenty of fert too before we get too far along here. Alright, we got plenty of fert. Be close enough. Please be close enough. Yay! I think I'm gonna have to make a loop to get to the fertilizer though. Don't think I can back up. Will not be as good as the first one, yeah. Oftentimes your sequels are not as good as the first one. There's a few exceptions to that, but most of the time they're not going to be as good as the first ones. Whoa. Be a little close. Do it from there. Wait, I gotta be on the thing. Hey, I'll take it. Alright, so we're on oats right now. Let's see. I'm going to try changing this. That's canola. There's the long grain rice. Oilseed radish. Grass. Is that just rice right there? No, that's peas, isn't it? Spinach. There's rice. So I think I'm going to do rice in the first field. I gotta remember to sleep when I get up to that farm up there. Or I could just sleep here. I'll just sleep here and head on down the road. Get ready, it's gonna tell me there's no room for wool or something. What time is it now? 8 o'clock? Go to 8. Nope. Next day, 8. Oh, wouldn't you know it'd be raining? Yep, no more room for wool. Or goat's milk or something, I'm sure. This is just, it needs to be bigger. I mean, it's great that it's got a high rate of, somebody's got like shears in their back pocket and they're going in there and shearing all my sheep. But there needs to be a much bigger spawn point other than 4 pallets. It's just, this is not big enough. Alright, I'm not gonna sleep again, but I am gonna fast time to get us out of this rain. I don't know when the rain is gonna end, but hopefully soon. When is it gonna end? Let's take a look. Wow, not till 3 o'clock this afternoon. Heard of the rainy season, but my goodness. Maybe 2 o'clock. Hey look, no more room for pallets over there. Again, it fills up too quick. Anybody up for lamb chops? Missouri can keep the rain. Yeah. Yeah, see, we get plenty of straw bales. We do not need any more. Yeah, he's just about got that one knocked out. I'm really not even concerned with the second stage of fert here. This should put down this first stage of fert with seed. I just want to get it in the ground and test this out, just to make sure that it does work. Across this grass field here. Gonna have a lot of stuff to mow in Montana. We've got grass and hay, and gonna have alfalfa and clover. We'll be able to make 4 different types of silage. We'll be able to make grass silage, corn silage, alfalfa silage, clover silage, all the silage. Alright, so we will unfold that. I am on rice. So we're about to see how this works, how well it works. Putting our GMO rice in the ground. This variety does not require flooding. Do it ourselves. Lined up here. Yeah, it's just me today. Phil is not here. I'm assuming he's probably having to work today. Alright, cedar on. Lower. And here we go. Alright, I was wondering how that was going to do that. So it does put in, like, you know how you have to grow the pallets of the saplings of the rice? Basically, it just puts in the sapling of the rice. And speed it up as well. A little faster. What do we go about? 12? Looks like. So this will be the way we do rice in Montana. We'll be able to do rice, and we'll be able to do long grain rice with our air quote GMO rice, what we're calling it. I think I'm only going to do half of this field. I'll leave a blank strip. I'm going to turn right here. So we may just do half this field in rice and the other half in the long grain rice. Because I don't think we're going to need that much. Looking pretty good though. Are we growing rice as a cash crop? Maybe. When we get over to the Montana map, we could probably use some of it for cash crop. I know some of it will go to the flour mill to make a rice flour, and then some of it will go to, well, I guess just the grain mill, right? Because to make, I know to make some of the stuff in the bakery, it takes rice flour. And I know you can use long grain rice or regular rice for any of that. So, but yeah, there's good money in rice, so we might use it as a cash crop. Good morning. Doing good, doing good. We're testing out a GMO rice. What we're calling it, anyway. A different variety, a different hybrid of rice. So... this thing is so weird when it unfolds, like, or when it goes down. Listen to it. It almost sounds like Austin Powers' phone. Have you guys ever seen Austin Powers? Where his phone rings, it's like the AOL ringtone. Do 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 do. I think his goes do 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 do. It's kind of like that. Actually, it's kind of more like the Close Encounters. You know, do 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 do. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I'll have to watch that one soon too. Close Encounters. One movie they probably cannot make a sequel to. That, I don't know how you would even go about making a sequel to that. You'd have to bring in new actors, because the lady that played in Close Encounters, that also played the mom on A Christmas Story, she passed away. And gosh, Richard Dreyfuss, is he still alive? I think he's still alive, but he's like super past his prime now. Did you see the title of the stream? We're testing a new hybrid of rice. This is a GMO rice. It does not require a rice paddy, aka water. It does not require that you flood the field. The GMO. Genetically modified, what's the O stand for? Yeah, so this is basically, that's kind of our baloney story about the GMO part. Basically, this is a mod in the PC in-game mod hub. I don't know if this is on console or not, but it is in the PC in-game mod hub. Basically, you can plant rice and long grain rice without having to flood your field. You can use any seeder to seed it. What is it really used for? Genetically modified organism? Is that what it is? Wow. Well, you know, it's rice, so they'll put it in flour. They'll put it in, you know, all that stuff. Unless you're skeptical about GMO stuff, and then you know you don't have to eat it. We'll put the warning label on all the packaging and stuff anywhere it goes. So if we make rice bread or rice cakes or you know anything else that involves rice, we'll put the warning, not a warning label, but it's like a information label on the back. You know, this product may contain genetically modified material or whatever it says. It says something to that effect. You'd be shocked how much stuff actually does have that. Just go to your grocery store and look, like, even down the condiments aisle. Like, you go down and look at some of the mayonnaise or ketchup or mustard or, you know, stuff like that. You will be shocked at what all actually does have. It may not say genetically modified. It may say like bioengineered or something like that. So it'll say like may contain bioengineered products or you know something of that effect. Yeah, there's no commands. Just me. If you have a question, I'll try to answer it the best I can. Did I only get the inside row of that? Yes, I did. Do. You've got mail. Yeah. It's 8:30 a.m. and there's still no Judith Plains, Montana map. Do you know where your kids are? You guys remember those ads back in the day? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? I did see where Agro Tanho, maybe? That's how you say it? I butcher everybody's names. Sorry. But he's working on the cotton stripper, the John Deere cotton stripper. Remember the big one we had back in 22? He's working on getting that ready for 25. So if you like doing cotton, you'll have his cotton stripper back. Wonder, does that include, is he going to bring back the cotton pickers too? Didn't he do the CP 770? It looks like these are just the cotton strippers, not the actual cotton pickers. There was a CP 770 and then there was a CS 770. So it looks like he's going to do a CS 690. Right now, in game, we have the CP 690. Button picker. Here, it looks like maybe one more pass. We'll do that in down there, and then we'll do, I think we'll do just a few strips of the long grain rice. After all, we're just testing this out. Now you can do this with any of the in-game seeders with this mod. So anything from the smallest ones on up. So you can see the white rice down there, that's the long grain rice, and then the darker colored rice, that's the regular rice. You can do it with any of them. You don't need the flooded field rice planter, the pallet planter, or the sapling planter, I guess you would call it. Don't have to grow the saplings in a greenhouse anymore. Unless you just want to do it that way. My thing is, we're going to need our greenhouses for the pizza. Because the pizzas in Montana take a little bit more. Hey, I didn't do any of this outside edge, did I? You know what, I may not. We'll just go ahead and skip over here and do the long grain rice. So let's say switch it from rice. Wheat, barley. canola, long grain rice. There we go. I'll leave a couple spaces in between there. Alright, we are planting the long grain rice. Hey look, there's no more room for wool at our farm. Take a look, see what kind of job we're doing. Long grain rice. Looking pretty good. We come to this planet to take one of you back with us, so that you may learn something. I don't know what they would teach us. We will teach you how to grow GMO rice and GMO long grain rice. Oh no. No, 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 no. No. I got my TV on over here and Mike Tyson's doing a commercial for, you know, the Squatch soaps and stuff, you know. It's a TV ad and it's you called, I don't know if you call the number or if you go online, maybe both. But the promo code was, y'all ready for this? The promo code was Moist Mike. No. Dr. Squatch. That's the name of it. Dr. Squatch. Soap. But the promo code is Moist Mike. Oh, hashtag no. No, no, no. We can't use that. That's a 4-letter word at work. Technically, it's a 5-letter word, but we don't say that word at work. Nope. There's a lot of words that we don't say at work that a lot of people don't like, and that's one of them. And we can say moisture, like moisturizer, or there's a lot of moisture in the air today, you know, because of the humidity and stuff. But we can't say just moist. Nope. Even if they're talking about baking a cake or something. Because there are some cake boxes that have, you know, moist, super moist. You can't, no. You can't, no, no. You can't say that. Not at work. I like the word can't. Can't is a 4-letter word. Take a look at the fields here. We got rice over there. I think I'm going to do maybe one more pass with the long grain. Definitely need. This is the type of things that's meant for like the articulated big tractors like this. Cultivator, um, a tow behind plow maybe, or a big seeder like this. This is really what you need a big articulated tractor for. Our little 3-point plow, it doesn't do too well with these big articulated tractors. So we'll probably just use that on, you know, like the Case Magnum or the 8R or the T8, stuff like that. And we have the smaller one that we can use on the smaller tractors. I did find a plow that's like, it's either 1 or 2 furrows. And it doesn't require a ton of horsepower. I think it only requires like 40 horsepower. So I don't know that we'll use that too much. But if you wanted to, you could. So it will be in our catalog of equipment. I will say I can see us using a lot of that equipment from the start and then upgrading very soon. Very soon after that. So is that guy still plowing over there? Something's still on the list. Morning, Yuleberry. So I'm just going to park this kind of right here out of the way. Right over here out of the way. Where is that guy at? He's right there. What is he missing? Did he have to go back somewhere? It looks like it's all plowed to me. No, I'll just let him do his thing over there. Alright, so we are going to go down to the red farm. And we are going to sleep here. Let's see. What time is it? Yeah. So when is it time to harvest the rice? The rice we harvest in August. And I think the long grain rice we do in September. Yep, September. So we need to go to August. So let's sleep and get to August. Hey, look, no more room for wool. I'm not even worried with it. It's gonna be there. It'll scroll like a stock ticker for a little while, but eventually it'll go away. No, this rice does not need water. This is actually a mod in the PC in-game mod hub where you can plant rice without water. You don't have to have a paddy or flood the field for either one, rice or long grain rice. So we're calling it a GMO rice. It's a new type of hybrid that we're testing out the variety, and yeah, that's the baloney story we're going with. But since there's not a lot of, I don't think there's a lot of rice fields in Montana. I don't know for sure. That maybe they do. I know they do sugar beets, and I know they do. I know they do wheat. I've seen Welkers a time or two. Is it August yet? Not yet. When does Judith Plains come out for us? Scrubs? Am I reading that right? I haven't got my glasses yet. They are about 3 weeks late. So, it's supposed to come out most definitely before, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. DJ himself has said he's gonna definitely try to get it out before the Plains and Prairie DLC comes out. So that comes out June 3rd, which is not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday. I am so looking forward to it. That's gonna be like our map. We're gonna spend a lot of time over there. There's so much you can do in that map. Number one, it's a 4X map, which is right up our alley. Number two, it's got a ton of custom productions. I think there's 9 new custom productions. So pizza, pasta, corn oil, corn flour, soy milk, whiskey, beer. Trying to remember. Let's see, that's 8. I'm forgetting one. I don't know what I'm forgetting. Ethanol. That's the one I'm forgetting. Was that 9? I think that's 9. So yeah, there's definitely a demand for corn, because there's 3 new things to do with corn. Not only just the in-game stuff, but the corn oil, the corn flour, and the ethanol. We can make soy milk with the soybeans now. There's 2 pizzas, and I've only seen the highlight for one pizza, but the one pizza took tomatoes, garlic, peppers, cheese, flour. It had all the extra stuff for it. So I don't know what the second pizza is. It hasn't been. We'll find out soon enough. I'm sure. But it's got so much. It's got so much detail to it. Not just on the farms and stuff, like in your shops and everything, but the towns. I mean, it's got an Applebee's, it's got a Del Taco, it's got a Wendy's, it's got a McDonald's, it's got a Subway, it's got a Dollar General. I mean, come on, if it's got a Dollar General, it's on the level. Because Dollar Generals, man, we'll be farming along and there'll be a Dollar General out in the middle of the field out there. So, all right, this should be August. So much rain. Honestly, it looks like beer might be one of the easier things to make, other than the corn oil. I think corn oil is probably the easiest, because I think it only takes regular corn. Whee! Whee! Go take a look at our rice. Alright, so here is the regular rice. This should be ready to harvest. It is. Our long grain rice over here is still growing. Actually, I think the beer only takes barley and water. I don't think it requires wheat. But here's the long grain rice. It's still growing, but we'll go ahead and harvest our regular rice here. So, you might be thinking, all right, let's get this harvest started. We'll go down to special crops and pick out our rice harvester. No, we're not going to use this. Who wants to use this? It's very, very, very small. It only does, what, 4 rows? 3 rows, maybe? No, we're not going to use this. This is what you use in Japan. We'll use this in Pantai. That's what they use over there. I don't think we use that here. And we're not going to use that. What are we going to use to harvest our rice? Wait a minute. We didn't flood our fields. This is a GMO rice. You know, we've got to find something that will harvest our rice. Well, we've got something. You got to get this thing right here. This is from the Colossus pack. You got to get this header right here. It is a 16-meter header. You can do an unrealistic width to it, I think. But we want to do just, 50 meters. Wow, that's totally unrealistic. So we're just going to do the standard 16 meters because that's big enough. I mean, that's, the biggest in-game headers is what, 15.2? So we'll just do that. So we'll pick the US style. We won't do camouflage because we can do, other custom colors to it. So we'll leave that off. We'll take the brands. You can leave lizard on there if you want to use the lizard brand, or you can take that off. We'll just take it off. But you can change the colors. So if you want to do like a John Deere color, you can do that. You can change the design color. Oh, I'm still on main color, ain't I? Hang on. So if you want your reels to be that color, you can do that. That, honestly, if you're going to do like a John Deere color, then you might as well do like a, like the green color like that. Or just leave that black. You can change the thresh color. Now that I like. You can do another design color. I don't know what that is. Let's make it something weird so we can pick it out. Okay, so that's all that. So you might want to make that green as well if you want to go really heavy into like a aftermarket John Deere green color. You can even change the rim color to the John Deere color. So this is an aftermarket John Deere header. It's not really, but that's what we're going to go with. Alright, so this will do the rice. Let's go over to the shop and pick that up. Went ahead and parked the combines over there. I can click on them. There we go. Enter vehicle. We use the American one, because why not? If Phil was going to be here, I brought the Canadian one over here, but he's not here. So sorry, Phil. We're going to use the American one. It does have a hitch on it and the wheels. We'll see how this works. I have not tested this, so we're going to learn together. Hopefully it does just, like normal. make sure that our pipe goes out past that. It does. Hold the wheels up on it. See what I mean by the spawn point down there for the goat's milk and the wool? It's just not big enough. You need more space to spawn that stuff. Or you need like a storage option for all that stuff. Alright, so let's do this. Now, the speeds on this are unrealistic. Yeah, we gotta slow down. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set a general rule that we slow these down to the standard 6 miles an hour when we do use these. And I'll know if one of the guys is not following the rule, because we have Simple Inspector down there. So you see down there where I'm at, the Grain Arcade John Deere S790, 6 miles per hour, I'll know if they're not sticking to the rule. So yeah, you guys get ready, you gotta stick to the rule. We're already growing GMO rice here, so we don't need to lose any yield because we're not sticking to the speed rule. I usually set mine to 6 miles an hour anyway, just because when you get to the end of a pass and you're not doing a 90-degree turn, but you're going to turn 180 degrees like you're going to do an about face and go down the next row, it won't lurch you forward. Because, you know, most combines, they go, what, 20, 24, 26 miles an hour if you don't set it to harvest speed. Harvest speed for all the combines is 6 miles per hour. So when you lift the head up, I'll show you here at the end of this one. Now I'm set to 6. When I lift my head up, I stay at a nice, smooth, comfortable 6 miles an hour. It doesn't just lurch me forward. I think this thing, I don't know how fast this thing goes. It goes ridiculously fast. Let's test it out and see. I'm only going to do this once. Well, this combine only goes 26, so if you got a combine that goes faster than 26, then you can really get some harvesting done. But keep in mind, if you go, I know we've done some tests on this before in the past on Farming Simulator, if you go past a certain point, I want to say it's maybe like 12, then you do lose a lot of your yield. Plus, if you got a full tank, it's going to be much, much harder to stop. So, keep it at a nice, comfortable 6 miles an hour. But hey, at least we don't have to use that little small Iseki harvester that they use in Japan. Because then this would be a little tedious. That'd be like using the sugarcane planter, the in-game one. You know, that I bet there's not a huge capacity on that thing either. So, we have proved our theory. This totally works. We will utilize this over in Judith Plains, Montana. This is just for the rice here, so, you know, you would assume that it would work for the long grain rice. We'll show that off here too, before I take my first break. But it totally works for the rice. So yeah, what is the pricing for rice? Is it a cash crop? Yeah, it is. It's not as great as soybeans, but it's up there. It's It looks like it stays up there pretty much almost all the time. It only goes down to 1854 down there according to that. But it gets up to 2,000. I think soybeans you might get 22 out of. But I bet the yield is higher on just the regular rice. So in the long run, you could make more money because you would have more of the product coming out of the field than you would beans. Beans is a very, very low yield product. Even though the price is higher, you have more of something and you sell it and do the math on that one. So, I'm going to drive this combine down here. I'm going to go have to pick up a truck. And dump this rice into it. That's another thing we got to check. What holds regular rice? I think any of the tippers will, and any of the what do we call those trailers? The bulk load trailers. So go in here and look. I think any of the tippers will. Let's see. That thing's moving. Yep, regular rice. Regular rice. Looks like all these do. Long grain and regular. It holds them all. So basically any of the open trailers do. What about the trucks? Okay, so the hopper trucks, the grain trucks, do not do the regular rice. They will only do the long grain rice. But if you get one like this one does them both. This one does long grain and it does regular rice. But it looks like none of the hopper bottom ones do. What about the new ones? I think these are pretty much bulk. Yeah. So we can get these new trailers and do both the long grain rice and the regular rice in. You can do everything on you get a bulk trailer, it'll hold everything. This will do dry corn, this will do silage, this will do grass, this will do sugar cane, everything. So we'll probably be using these types of trailers there in the future. Let me go grab another truck though. Where's our big one at? I think it's still hooked up. You know what? I'll just take this one. I think the biggest crop in Judith Plains, Montana will be the silage. And in result of cutting grass and I want to say hay, maybe you can make silage out of hay too. I don't know for sure though. I know you can make it out of grass, you can make silage out of corn, you can make silage out of alfalfa, you can make silage out of clover. So we're going to be doing lots of silage. Lots of mowing. If you guys know me well enough, you know that I have no problem mowing in Farm Sim. In Farm Sim. Let me stress that. In Farm Sim. I was always just, oh man, I gotta go mow. In real life. Yeah, no. Alright. Oh, and I forgot this field plowed. I think that's another thing. We'll plow our fields, but I think we're also going to cultivate them before we plant them. Because driving across these with a planter, you can plant after plowing it, but they are super bumpy and hard to get down. I think if we cultivated it, it'd be a lot smoother. So we'll probably... So you have a harvested field. We'll fertilize the harvested field, plow that field, maybe fertilize it again and then cultivate it, or vice versa, cultivate it and then fertilize it, and then come in and plant it or seed it, and then roll it. You can roll it ahead of time if you want to, but you don't get the yield bonus a lot of times. You need to roll it after you seed it or plant it. rice coming in there. That is a white rice. Alright, we're gonna have to go to September for the long grain rice. So let me go over there and sleep. Again, we'll just do it just because we put it in the ground just to test it. It should do it though. Should do it, should not be a problem. This should be August 3rd. Hopefully it won't be raining. It is, but we're going to September anyway, so we can sleep through the rain. Rain is good sleeping weather. Alright, September 1st. Back over to our combine. This one. So depending on the type of harvester that we've got, we can make this pretty much any color. Is it still raining? Not according to the icon, but I can hear it. Fast time a little bit. Get us out of that. Alright, so. Is that not ready? It's September, right? Oh, you know what? That's because it's this header. Let me go get this and get another header. That's just rice for that header. Let me get something simple. Small and simple. Let's see, that's a Canadian one, but it is a deer, so we'll get that one. So yeah, you gotta switch headers. Gotta be a standard header for the long grain rice. Only that special header can do the regular rice. Or the long grain rice, we should say. Yep, totally works. Alright, so that is how we will do rice, both long grain and the regular, in the future. Alright guys, you guys on YouTube watching, we're going to come back. I'm going to take my first quick break here, and we'll come back in the next video. We're going to go to another map. So, until next time YouTube, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see y'all in the next one.